So in this video, I want to talk with you about the number one reason why digital marketing is absolutely imperative for chiropractors, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Hey, what's going on, my chiropractic friends? Yuri Elkaim here, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur. We help health professionals like chiropractors and coaches get clients and grow their businesses specifically online. Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, I have no interest in doing anything online, okay, that's fine. But if you want to escape the clinic and have more time freedom, more location independence, and still be able to help your clients in a very meaningful way, I think this video will make a big difference for you. But again, even if you want to stay in the clinic, that's cool. This video will still help you out. So the number one reason why digital marketing is massively important for your business, it's not that it's important. It's kind of like it's a must. Not sure if you recognize the fact that this thing called the internet is here to stay. So we're in the digital age, we're in the information age. That's no surprise. But the biggest reason why it's important is there's one really big danger that a lot of people are not aware of. And a lot of business owners are not aware of this. And they get by in spite of this because they have a physical location that people can walk by and see a sign and be like, oh, cool, chiropractor. But that big danger is called obscurity. Obscurity will kill your business. And obscurity means this: if people don't know you exist, they can't work with you. It kind of makes sense, right? Like, you don't know what you don't know. Like right now, as I'm recording this, there is probably some app out there that is the dream to solving some problem I'm dealing with, and I probably have no idea about it. And as a result, I can't give them my money for their solution. And that's the same thing that happens to every single business on the planet. And so the reason digital marketing is so important is because it gives us the opportunity and the platform to put ourselves and our solution in front of our exact ideal clients 24/7, 365. So we go from being obscure to top of mind. And when you are top of mind, that's when everything happens. Because in the real world, the best product doesn't win. The best known product does. Does Starbucks make the best coffee? No, but it's doing pretty well. Does McDonald's make the best hamburgers? No. There's countless examples, right? So the importance is that human beings, we give more value to things that we put more attention on. So if somebody sees you over and over and over again, they will, and this is a psychological bias we have as humans, they will think that you are more valuable because they see you more often. Okay, if that makes sense? So the very fact that being visible is probably the most important thing you can do in your business, well, we have to look at, well, how do we do that? Sure, you can put up billboards all over the city. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's better ways of doing things. It's called digital marketing. So when we talk about digital marketing, what does that mean? There's 1,000 things you could do. And this is where I want to just draw the line in the sand here for a second. I firmly believe you should be paying for clients. You should be running paid advertising. I don't care if you're starting out or a seasoned expert in your business. If you're not using paid advertising, the only reason you wouldn't do that is because you don't know how to do it profitably. But if I said to you, hey, you, give me $1 and I'll give you $5 in return. Would you do that? Yeah, like no catches, like no strings attached, nothing. I'll just give you $5, you give me $1. You'd be like, yeah, man, like here's $1. Actually, you know what? Here's $2 if you give me 10 in return. Actually, you know what? Even here, I got a 20. You're gonna give me 5-to-1 odds here. So you're gonna give me $100 if I give you 20. I'll do this all day long. Yeah, that's the point. And that's what advertising allows you to do. Is let's just use Facebook as an example. Facebook, by the way, has, as of the most recent stats, just under 3 billion users. You think you might find a few people? Yeah. Whether it's your local clinic or if you're helping people online within your city, state, province, country, they're there. Let's just use Facebook advertising as an example. Why is it so important? Well, if you've got a Facebook page, like a business page, and you post something, 2% of your followers are going to see that. This is what Facebook has told us. 2% of your followers will see anything you post. And why that is because Facebook is a free platform. And if it's a free platform, we, the users, are the product which are being sold to advertisers because Facebook now has all the eyeballs. So advertisers are like, yeah, let's just advertise on Facebook because all of our users or all of our clients are there. That's how these social platforms work. So Facebook is a pay-to-play platform. We talk about obscurity. If you post something, hopefully you've recognized this, whether it's your personal profile or your business page, you post something and you look at, wow, only 5 people saw this or 2 people commented, but I have 5,000 friends or I have 2,000 people who follow my page. How's that possible? Well, it's possible because no one sees your stuff. That's the reality. That's the game in which we're playing right now. And if you're not willing to pay to play, you will never be seen. And I know it's depressing, right? But it's not, because here's the benefit. Smart business owners look at this as an amazing opportunity and say, hey, cool, okay, that's the game. Let's learn about how we can get our stuff in front of more people. And Facebook advertising, especially when it's done right, like moving people to the right place afterwards, so that if you give Facebook $1, it's going to give you 5 to 10 in return in the form of paying clients. We call this client financed acquisition, where you never have to have a marketing budget. You don't need money sitting aside to run your ads because you use a credit card to give Facebook money. And when you run this process, in our case, we call this a perfect client pipeline. When you move people through that, a percentage of them become paying clients even before the balance on your credit card is due. So you could run a balance for a couple weeks and then you bring a client in. Let's say you spend $500 in ads in a month and you brought in a client and they give you $3,000. You're profitable $2,500. You pay off the credit card, you're good. And you rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat. So that's the first reason it's important. The second reason it's so powerful is because now your stuff, your message is being shown to more of your ideal people all the time. Because Facebook is going to reward you for making this barter with them. You're basically saying, hey, Facebook, here's some money. And in exchange for me giving you this money, I understand that you will show this to more people. The more money I give you, the more people you show this to. And that's how you beat obscurity. You don't beat obscurity by posting something and hoping people are going to see it. In this day and age, in 2020 or whenever you're watching this, the name of the game is having a business model that allows you to put a message out into the digital ecosphere that's going to be perfectly suited for your target audience, and being able to turn that into profit on the back end so you can repeatedly do that and scale that, you win. You win. And that's how you, as a chiropractor, whether it's a physical clinic or an online business, dominate your space. So let me just talk as a slight caveat to this whole notion of doing online work as a chiropractor. A lot of chiropractors we speak with, they're burnt out. The challenge is that you can't scale your time. You can't scale what you do. And the challenge with the model, which sadly, like we've all been brought up into, is like you get paid when a patient or client sees you. They get better when they see you. And it's a codependent relationship that is not sustainable. Because what happens if you take a week off? You don't get paid, right? And it's a really, really, it's an archaic business model that needs to be changed. And I'm like leading the charge to make it happen. But part of the resistance here is that the only way you can get out of that time for money prison is to have a better delivery model, which doesn't require what you're doing, but what you know. So right now you get paid for what you do, right? Hands, manipulation. Listen, like I love chiropractic. I mean, I go to my chiropractor twice a week. It's amazing. I'm not saying there isn't a time and place for that, because there is. However, you will always have a ceiling. I call this the capacity ceiling. The number of hours you can work, the number of people you can see, the number of dollars you can make. And you can never get beyond that within a certain amount of physical space. The only way around that is to sell product on the back end, which in most cases is going to be marginal, or open up another clinic, which is a major pain in the ass, right? With all the overhead and all that kind of stuff. The smarter way of doing it is you find a way to work with people virtually. So let me give you an example. So our client, Ryan, is a chiropractor. End of 2019, they had been doing everything, speaking gigs, the rodeo, like the road show. They were doing in the clinic workshops, free presentations, everything. And they were on the verge of bankruptcy. Sorry, their business had done really well. They're up to $1 million in revenue previous to that. And then just like things started not working as well. And by the end of 2019, they were on the verge of bankruptcy. They came to us November 2019, July of 2020. So through COVID, lockdowns, everything, they were now making $1.5 million per month. And when I share this story, most people are like, Yuri, there's no way that's possible. They're scamming people. There is no way they can make that much money. And I'm here to tell you that they're doing it and they're impacting so many more people than they ever did in their clinic. They are able to contribute to charities in such a way that never even existed a year ago. And they're not adjusting people online. So naturally the delivery has to change. And I'm sharing this with you because the digital space we are in right now, 2020 has been an inflection point in virtual care. And if you're not able to see people virtually, you're majorly disadvantaged. Right now, we are where, actually, I think we're beyond where online dating like Match.com and so forth was back in the 1980s. It's kind of just on the cusp, right? Or I should say 1990s. Right now, online dating is the number one way people meet each other. It's even beyond a referral from a friend or an introduction from a friend. And more practitioners and coaches are coming online now because they see the writing on the wall. How many more lockdowns do we need? How much more social distancing? How many more hygienic protocols, right? Like to what extent? Like at what point? You can't even have a person come in the building if they're not vaccinated. Like guys, it's going to be insane. It already is insane. And if you want a better way to deliver care to people, you just have to think about what you know beyond what you do. And our client, Ryan, so theoretically, it has nothing to do with neck pain or back pain or anything, but they had an expertise in Hashimoto's and they built up that skill set so they could deliver it virtually for people in a more of a functional medicine type of fashion. We have chiropractic clients who are 100% virtual who help people with back pain, but they don't adjust them over the computer. They walk them through very specific self-directed protocols that they guide them through with ongoing coaching, accountability, and support. This is the future. This is the future. And I understand not everyone's ready for that. And I understand there are some people that are very old-fashioned and believe that there's no other way they can help people beyond their hands. And that's totally fine if that's you. I'm not here to judge, but I do want to let you know of the situation. And I think you understand that burnout is a real deal. It's the number one complaint health professionals have is burnout because of the way the model, I call this the medical matrix. It's what we were all taught into. I spent years doing that, 16 hours a day, one-on-one. It was ridiculous. No wonder I lost my hair. I actually lost my hair before all that. That's why I got into health, but we'll save that for another day. But I'm sharing this with you because I don't necessarily know you, but I care about you. And I care about you because you have a message that can help a lot of people. And it hurts me when I see amazing practitioners shackled to their practice. They're handcuffed, working from morning until night because that's all they know how to do. And if you have this feeling inside of you that you're meant for something more, that there's just a better quality of life that you want to live, the digital marketing stuff is fine. Like you can drive people into your clinic all day long, but to what extent, right? A full practice, is that really a badge of honor? 300 patient visits a week? Right, great. Like what happens if you take a week off? Nothing comes in. That's a fundamental flaw in the business model. And I've seen too many chiropractors go down this road of being in practice for 30 years and they're just completely done. Like they've got nothing left in the tank. And if you're at that point, I understand what you're going through. And if you're not yet at that point and you're just a couple years in, hopefully this message catches you before it goes down that spiral. Anyways, I know it's a bit of an aside to finish off this video, but if you're interested in what this looks like, what this could look like for your business, and if you want to see what thousands, not a few, thousands of other practitioners, chiropractors, physical therapists, acupuncturists, naturopathic doctors, health coaches, nutritionists, dietitians have done with our help to exponentially grow their businesses online, then I invite you to watch a special masterclass we have right now at the link below. It's called the Perfect Client Pipeline, and I'll walk you through how it all works. It's a simple 4-step process. It's going to give you a lot more of your time back. It's going to help you make a lot more money. It's going to help you impact a lot more people. That's of interest to you. Click the link, watch it today. I promise you, it's going to get you going crazy. You're going to think about things you never thought of before, and you might have a new lease on life. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe to the channel because I've got tons of other videos to help you grow a very successful business in the health space. My name is Yuri, Elkaim. That's all from me today. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I'll see you soon. Ciao for now.